It's funny how one of Disney's biggest successes is also their biggest flop. Today we're talking about Snow White, both films, theme music.
Two sides of the same coin.
That podcast is weird.
Hello and welcome to Two Sides of the Same Coin. I am your host. Yes, I'm your host. No, there's no add-ons today. I lost my originality. I've lost my creativity. It's gone. Bring it back. I want it back. Today we're talking about Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, the animated version, and the horrible live-action remake. Yes, I said horrible. I'm not pulling punches today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start from the beginning. Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, the 1937 animated film. This was, I think, what put Disney on the map. I could be wrong, and I most likely am. No, why do you doubt yourself? Because I don't know everything. I might act like I know everything, but I don't. I will always admit that I'm 75% right most of the time at best. That even might be pushing it. Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. I believe this is factual, though. Disney's first feature film. I also could be wrong with that. Let's go to the Wikipedia overview. Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, the 1937 animated musical fantasy film produced by Walt Disney Productions and released by RKO Radio Pictures. I did not know that. Based on the 1912 German fairy tale by the Brothers Grimm. The production was supervised by David Hand and was directed by 5 sequence directors. Perce Pierce. I probably messed that up. William Cottrell, Larry Morey, Wilfred Jackson, and Ben Sharpstein. It is the first animated feature film produced in the United States. Oh, it's the first animated feature film? Okay. Yeah, this is a piece of history. I don't care who you are. It is a piece of history. Snow White premiered in the Carthy Circle Theater in Los Angeles, California on December 21st, 1937 and went into general release in the United States on February 4th, 1938. Despite initial doubts from the film industry, it was a critical and commercial success with international earnings of more than $8 million during the initial release against a $1.5 million production cost, becoming the highest grossing film of 1938 and briefly holding the record for highest grossing sound film of all time. It was also highest grossing animated film for 55 years. Now, I will say, going off of that, I'm working on an episode for this on Disney's most successful animated film. I do believe it's probably to this day Disney's most successful animated film. Now you're probably saying, "Noah, it only made $8 million. That's not that much." I'm like, now, if you have a good head on your shoulders, you would know that this movie, now bear with me, was made in 1938. 1938 money is worth a lot more now in 2025. Inflation has skyrocketed. I believe now I'd have to go back to a spreadsheet, but that's also spoiling another episode that I'm working on. But I believe it's the movie has since made billions. Yes, billions. Um, and I mean, I don't know what to really say about this movie. I mean, it's cut and dry. Beautiful, fair maiden. Evil stepmother becomes jealous, tries to kill her. She runs away, and seven short dudes take her under their wing, and then she eats an apple, dies, brought back to life by handsome prince, and he takes her to a castle of gold in the skies. Now, I will say there are theories on whether or not she's actually brought back to life and whether or not the prince is actually an angel and taking her to heaven. There's a lot of interpretations. Now, is it the prettiest thing to look at in 2025? No. It's the animation style now to compare to back then. It's a lot of people probably my age don't like it as much. Now there are people who love it, there's people who hate it. But it's like going to an art museum and looking at Renaissance art. Now, do I like to look at it? No. Do I can't use my words today, appreciate what it is and its value? 100%. Because the people who made it busted their butts to make it, and I will admit that it is great. Now, might not be great to me, but it's great enough that it's made that much of an impression over almost 100 years. Now, I will say switching sides or flipping the coin. The 2025 live action remake. Now, some people might have not tuned in because they knew I was going to talk about it, and you might have tuned out as soon as I said that. Yeah, it's a thing. Now a lot of people don't want to act like it doesn't exist, and so do I. It's oh boy, this movie had so much controversy before it even began, and I guess let's start with that. The film was in the making. I forget when this leaked, but this movie decided to get rid of the Seven Dwarves entirely. I mean, you could see that because it's actually not even in the film. It went from being Snow White and the Seven Dwarves to just it's Disney Snow White, and the Seven Weird Dudes, and you might be, if you don't know already, people are like, well, why would they want to do that? Well, on a podcast or interview, I'm not completely sure. I do remember watching the interview, but Peter Dinklage, great dude, great, wonderful actor, wonderful human being. He is a short actor who's played many a dwarf on the silver screen, mainly known for Game of Thrones. Well, he decided to say, I don't know if it was towards this film directly, but he was like, I'm tired of people casting like dwarves for like movies like Snow White. It's been done to death and we need to do better. And he said this, and I guess the woke people in the Disney office listened, and to this day, people of the short community are furious, and almost, it seems like a lot of people are disowning Peter Dinklage for that, because a lot of people have lost jobs. And what's crazy enough about this, In the entire cast, there are only 2 people who are known for playing dwarves, and they're not even really seen on the screen. They are they are voice acting because I believe they're voice acting because all the dwarves are CGI. And I'm not gonna lie, pardon my language, it looks like shit. I mean, some people are okay with it. I'm not. Um, I guess the other big thing about it, I'm not gonna lie, Snow White is not white. And you'd be like, no, that's racist. You can't say that. If you look up why Snow White is called Snow White, it is because, and this is word for word, her skin is as white as snow, her lips are as red as blood, and her hair is as black as ebony. There are only one of those things describing Rachel Zegler. Now, if you go and watch the movie, it will say, oh, she was named for, like, the weather that she was born in, snow. That's just dumb. It's ridiculous. And here's the thing, Rachel Zegler. I think she is talented. A lot of people hear that name apparently now and just sigh. I think she did great in West Side Story. Watch that movie. She did great Maria. But I will say since 20 when did West Side Story come out? Yeah, 2021. Since 2021, almost every movie that she has been in has been a mid-tier movie. Shazam! Fury of the Gods, mid-tier. A lot of people liked it. Y2K, never seen it. It did mid. Spellbound, Netflix movie. I don't know. Netflix is pouring out a lot of animated movies, and some of them I think are good, and some of them just eh. The Hunger Games, The Songbirds and Snakes. I heard it was okay. And Snow White. Snow White is the biggest flop of them all. I don't know. This movie is, I'm gonna say, not great. Now you might say, no. Well, have you seen the movie? I'm like, no, I boycotted it. And it's like, well, how do you know? One, reviews by critics, and you're like, no, critics can only like take you so far. And I'm like, and I'll say, well, okay, bear with me. IMDb 2.1 out of 10. One of the lowest IMDb rated films ever. It's like, well, that's critics. Well, okay, let's go to Rotten Tomatoes. All right, we're going to tomato meter. 39%. That's critics. Okay. 70% for popcorn meter. But you was like, well, oh, that means 70% of the people liked it. Now, before you get excited if you liked this film, I will say that this movie on Rotten Tomatoes only has 2,500 ratings. And you're like, well, that's a lot. Yeah, but you know how much a normal film gets rated on Rotten Tomatoes? Like over 50,000 times. That's barely barely 10% of. I mean, a lot of people did not go to see this movie. The movie lost, I believe, over $100 million. I think it's 130, I believe. And I guess circling back to Rachel Zegler, a person who pushed this film really hard and also trashed the old film, saying that it was really outdated, and that you don't need a prince to rescue you. I mean, fine, but it's like, at least that movie had a prince. They wrote out a lot in this film. From what I've read and from the trailers, the I watched it's oh my goodness, the prince is not even in this movie. She saves, I don't know. She saves the day just by like creating a mob. I mean, I felt like what is this? The French Revolution? Vive la Revolution. Let them eat cake. Like, who are you? You like I like marching to stop Marie Antoinette? Like I don't think so. I don't know. I watched some of the musical numbers. They're all right. Gal Gadot, I don't think is really that talented as a singer. That's just me. Um, she played. Oh yeah, I don't even mention. Didn't think I mentioned she played the evil queen. You know what? I could take it or leave. I could take it or leave it. Maybe just leave it. I don't know. I didn't really care. She did fine. Rachel Zegler did all right. I just don't think she might have been the best fit for Snow White. And also, I will say I'm not the biggest fan of the look of this film, and nor the costume design. Because as I heard on a YouTube video, it looks like they bought the costumes from Spirit Halloween, and I completely agree. Now, some people might be like, well, Noah, it's like it's a good modernization of the film. And I'm like, no, it's not. There are films, other Snow White films that I have seen that have who have modernized Snow White. And I would watch these films 100% over these films. I would watch Snow White and the Huntsman with Kristen Stewart and Chris Hemsworth. Loved that movie. Would watch Mirror Mirror with Julia Roberts. It was funny. And I there's little to none controversy, I believe, surrounding those films. And I believe, I don't know, this is only rumors. Apparently Rachel Zegler is suing the Disney or vice versa for how bad the film did. Um yeah, I don't know. I it's ridiculous. Now, should you see Snow White? You should watch Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. You should watch Snow White and the Huntsman. Great movie. You should if you want to watch Mirror Mirror. It's a good laugh. Should you watch Snow White 2025? Absolutely not. Do not waste your time. I know I'm not, because I can develop an opinion just from reading articles and talking to people, and just it's ridiculous. I don't know. The movie just makes me mad, and I needed to vent this out. It's kind of ridiculous. It had a $209 million budget, and I don't even what. Let's see. What did it make? Let's. What did it make? Let's see. Let's look at the box office numbers. The movie worldwide, it made 205 million. It lost like however many million. It didn't even break even. Okay, wait, the production budget was two. Oh, come on. All right, I need to find a website to show me. All right, we're going to Box Office Mojo. Okay. All right, worldwide 205. Where's the budget? Yeah, okay, 205. That's from. Yeah, so it didn't even break even. Didn't even break even. I don't know. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It really went from a bop to a flop. Like, if you want to watch Snow White, go watch the original. It's Let's see. Let's IMDb 7.6 stars out of 10. Is it the greatest thing? No, but it's at least it's a lot better than this. That's a lot better than the remake. Yeah, 97% on the tomato meter. On the popcorn meter, it's 78%. And you're like, well, you might be like, well, that's only a little bit better than the other one. It has 250,000 ratings. It has 100% more ratings than Disney's Snow White 2025. It is just crazy. It is crazy. I don't know. And good news, it seems like Disney is going to stop doing live action remakes, or we hope, because a lot of them have been canceled at this point, because I believe they were going to do Tangled, but that production has been halted. And there's rumors that they're going back to hand-drawn animation. And all I have to say to that is, thank goodness, do not mess it up. It's what made you big in the first place. Stick to it. Why are we leaning on all this like live action stuff and like Pixar? Pixar hasn't even been great for a while. Now some people are, well, no, that's wild. It's like I'm sorry, I can't remember the last time I saw a good Pixar movie come out. Now, don't get me wrong, I want to see the new movie that's coming out. I forget what it's called. It's with where the lizard meme originated from, and I'll probably go see that. But yeah. Yeah, I'm your host, and I do have some people say I do have skin as white as snow, but I do not have lips as red as blood or hair of ebony. And I will catch you on the flip. Now remember, Jesus loves you. Watching cartoons gives you class, and make sure to go outside and touch some grass. See you guys.
Two sides of the same coin.
That podcast is weird.